Hey everybody, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic week. So earlier this week we asked the question, how do I relearn to love myself? Um, and there were a couple of specific things we talked about, and I wanted to continue a little bit today, but from a different angle. Because sometimes when we ask the question, how do we do something, it's less of a give me some steps to take, and it's more of a like, how? How do you do that? How do you get your brain to do it, right? And the short answer is we do it for our kids. But let me ask you this. What is love? Do you love do you love people because of how they look or because of the things they do and accomplish? Or do you love them because you choose to love them? You know? The things they do and how they look, those might attract us initially, like draw us to the person, but those aren't usually the reasons why we love them. Love is a choice. Why do you love your kids? Do you love your kids because they're so adorable? Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are not so cute. Do you love your kids because they have such great accomplishments? No. You love your kids because you choose to. So, how do you love yourself? You have to choose to. And how are you going to convince your brain to make that choice? You do it for your kids. So, that being said, let me put it another way. I had asked the question earlier this week, what impact do you strive to make on others? It wasn't quite those words, but that was basically the question I was asking earlier this week. What impact do you strive to make on others? What do you strive to teach others and share with others that is so near and dear to you? This is one of the things that you should be proud of. That you, by you portraying these certain qualities to others, because that's what you want them to think of you, those are qualities you should be proud of in yourself. Excuse me. Remember, God made you. And I don't mean to be trite, but God doesn't make crap. So you have to set your brain aside and say, get over yourself. And that's what you need to lecture your brain. That's not me lecturing you right now. Get over yourself. Although I should be. Lovingly. Start to remind yourself of all the good things that you do and that you portray to others and that you strive for and that you teach your kids, and, write these good things about yourself on your bathroom mirror, on Post-it notes by your bed, on your door, on your, on your kitchen wall where you wash dishes or cook or eat, and where you tend to glance, and post these things everywhere for yourself so that your brain doesn't have a choice but to acknowledge those things and continually be reminded of those good things about yourself. This is when you need to feed your brain over and over and over and over again what it needs to hear so that it will transition. Now, let me go back. When I say we do this for our kids, it goes back to when I talked about how we treat and think about ourselves is how our kids will pick up and treat and think about themselves. So why would you start loving yourself? How would you start relearning to love yourself? You're going to do it for your kids. Because you want your children to think about themselves in a loving way, right? So you do it. You start to tell yourself those positive things. You post those everywhere so that that's what you can remind yourself of over and over again. You start to change your appearance so that you aren't lounging around the house in what we prefer to call cozy clothes, but are really our sloppy clothes, right? Put something cute on, put a little bit of makeup on, even if it's just lip gloss. Put a little bit of jewelry on, even if it's only a pair of earrings or only a necklace. Put on something cute that you can feel better about yourself in. Start to treat yourself like you have that love for yourself. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing innately wrong with being comfortable and not wearing jewelry and not wearing makeup and all that kind of stuff. But if you're in the position where you can't even love yourself, you have to start treating yourself like you do. You have to start looking like you do so that you can get your brain engaged and clicked over. Now, once you're good to go, once you're like, yes, I have love and respect for myself again, then by all means, jump back in those lazy clothes and enjoy your relaxing day. But do it because you are enjoying a relaxing day and not because you have nothing for yourself. Okay? That's where the difference lies. And you need to tell your brain that, and you need to tell your brain how to think. We do it for our kids because we want our kids to think those things. And we need our kids to understand that they can tell their brains how to think, right? So, how do you relearn to love yourself? Sometimes it's a little bit less of the steps you need to take. And sometimes it's more of the getting your brain to click over. How do you get your brain to click over? And the two key things are you do it for your kids, you find your motivation. And usually in these cases, it needs to be motivation outside of yourself. So you do it for your kids and you just do the actions. You do the actions to get your brain engaged and click it over. And then you keep doing those actions, okay? I would love for you to share this video with anyone else who needs it. Press like if this was information you were able to grab hold of. Make a comment if you had an aha moment or with the key phrase that you got from this video. And then hit subscribe so that you don't miss a beat. And you can keep building your confidence and you can keep building towards success. I love you guys and I hope you have a great weekend.